Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Elaina. Привет! I usually do reviews and tutorials on Mondays and Wednesdays, and on Fridays I do 5 little drag looks because Fridays are a drag. In today's video we do a requested comparison of Norvina palette that I did get as volume 6 and Blend Bunny in the search, which have been compared, and there is debate are they the same or not. So we're going to be doing one eye with one palette and another eye with another palette, and we're going to finally determine are they the same or not. So if you guys are interested, then keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe and ring notification bell so YouTube notifies you of all new videos upload. I upload 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and also go live on some Mondays. So follow me on social media, the links are down in the description box, as well as my Patreon group. So like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get right into this. So before we go into makeup application, question for you. Which eye is which? Let me zoom in, because I'm going to reveal it in a few seconds. So you gotta decide which one is Norvina and which one is Blend Bunny search. So comment below and see which one. I think it's a pretty easy guess, so comment and let's get right into this. Okay, so I've got Norvina 6 sitting here and the Blend Bunny. And just before I started, this happened. I cracked this eyeshadow somehow. I don't know how. One of the eyeshadows said bye-bye. But I put some alcohol in there haphazardly. I don't know. I'm looking at them. I really don't see that much similarity. I mean, I see some, but I think the shades are not that the same. So we're gonna try to make the look somewhat similar. So I'm gonna start with the black. So what we got here, 2 sets of gesso brushes, which are exactly identical. I have one and I have the other. So one eye and the other eye. So I'm gonna put, since you probably already seen this in the beginning, so that's gonna be Blend Bunny, that's gonna be Norvina. So I'm gonna start with the small brush and we're gonna go for black. The numbers are already scratched off because the brush is so old, so I think it's a 231. So we're gonna go for the black vinyl. I've got base on. I've got a Makeup Revolution base. I'm just gonna go for the smoky look, you know. And I'm gonna try to use as many colors as possible that look similar. So we're gonna see. Norvina is E5. Norvina is a little more powdery, I think. But, you know, powderiness is not the problem usually. I don't see much difference in the blacks. I think the blacks are very comparable. Black is black. And the both very good blacks, because I want to see how similar purples can go. I'm gonna go with Norvina, the darker purple. And Blend Bunny is gonna be Carpet, which is darker purple. So I think, yeah, I can tell. The Blend Bunny purple is more intense and dark. So it's like very close to black, you know, you can't even see that it's much purple. So I'm gonna go with Stay and layer Stay over, so it's gonna look a little more purple, a little more like Norvina. Norvina light, darkest purple is lighter than darkest purple in Blend Bunny. I'm really curious about the pinks because I want to put the pink after that. So I'm gonna blend this out a little. I'm gonna do purple, pink, and maybe another color in the inner corner, maybe blues or something. We shall see, maybe blues or greens. Obviously not the blue I already destroyed. So this is where it gets tricky because I want to use pinks. Because you people claim that they're the same, but there's no neons here like there are in Blend Bunny. So if I go for the pink, for the C3, it's not gonna be the same as a Blend Bunny pink, so I'll show you what I mean. Just for the demonstration purpose. The tricky part, we got maybe, which is very dark, and we got charged. So charged is what matches bright pink. So it's gonna be a little bit of a difference here because see, this is not the same pink, and this pink is more neon, and I mean it's not the same, but I'm gonna keep going because y'all insist that they're very similar. So to blend this out together, I'm gonna use maybe, because maybe might blend with purple better. That's the only thing about Blend Bunny. The neons, they're very hard to blend. I mean, I think any neon is a little hard to blend. So it gets a little patchy, so you're just gonna get a lot of work to blend this out. Norvina blends easier and it's totally different color. This looks more purple, this looks more pink. So I want to go with blue and then in the inner corner. I'm gonna go with E4 and B1. And then you'll see the Blend Bunny gonna be a little different. So I'm not gonna put black base here so we can see the true blue. That is so pretty. Norvina has the depth and a pure blue tone. So far Norvina wins for me, but the Blend Bunny pink, neon pink, is true neon. But as you can see, the blend is a little bit sketchy because neon's gonna give you this patchiness. I think it's just the nature of neons in general. So I'm gonna clean this brush on a towel. I'm gonna go immediately into B1. I'm just gonna blend this in. So here's the issue. The blue is so dark here, and that's Blend Bunny. The blue is almost black, so that's not gonna be the same blue. Do you see that? This is very impressive, but it kind of shows you the proof that it's not the same palette as you all might think. I'm gonna end up with two different eyeballs, I'm gonna tell you. Usually when I do dupes, they dupe. This one is not a dupe. So I'm gonna go for the energy because the energy looks similar to the B1. But the energy is the neon-y blue. So you see, it's like a different undertone. I kind of live for this color scheme better than this one, but yeah. It's like when I use Surge by itself, I prefer Surge. But when I compare them, I like the tones of Norvina. So I'm gonna go ahead and use white to blend out the pink on both. The white seems to be very comparable on both palettes, very opaque. So I'm going between the pink and the white, back and forth. So you see, the more I'm using this palette, the less I see the similarities. And the white from Surge, which is very similar white. So I cleaned up a little bit because there's a lot of fallout. So I cut my crease with the same Revolution base, and we're gonna go for the yellows and orange, just because like I want to try a lot of different colors just to see the difference. Well, first of all, the yellow in Surge is mostly like a neon, almost greenish yellow. I would call it lime. And I also had issues with it being patchy, so I can make it work, but sometimes it gets a little patchy. And this one is not neon. I just blown off. so it works a little better. So I'm gonna go with this, and let's see, maybe in between these oranges, and of course power in the search palette because it's more of a similar orange, but it's neon. Okay, so let's try the Norvina side. So that's the yellow. It's so good. It's so good in Norvina. So smooth too. And I'm gonna go to D3. That is so pretty. I'll figure out what to blend it into. Probably gonna go with E2, more brownish this way. Just because I'm trying to use as many colors as possible. I don't know what kind of look it's gonna be, but I just want to have as many colors as possible on my lid. So E2, the brown, to blend this all together. Okay, fingers crossed that's gonna work. Going for Shocked from Surge. It definitely looks more green. There's no yellow in this. And we're gonna try to blend this with power and see what happens. Actually, it does blend. It blends alright. And I gotta create more yellow. The orange and limey green. It's like yesterday's live. I was using Spectra palette, Christina's palette, and people kept calling it yellow and I see green. I don't know. I just see lime green when there is yellow. Like this is yellow and this is lime green. And I'm gonna use grunge to blend this out here. And a little bit of juicy as well, because I feel like those neons are not as impactful as the Mahats and Norvina, because the formula of neons are very difficult to work with. It's not bad. It's blended, actually very smooth. You know, the key here for the neons in Surge is to make sure that the base is very smooth and very opaque, and then as light as possible. See, that all works. So I'm gonna go for the green and a little lash line because might as well try all of them. And chemistry in Surge is very neon. This one is very bright, but it's not a true neon, so it's gonna be the same story like all the other colors. So I'm gonna go with E3 and B3, and we'll show you on the Surge palette. Same brush. I reprimed my under eyes just to make sure that they're very opaque. I'm thinking about doing like either green or yellow in the waterline, because I've been doing a lot of dark waterline, like black. So I might just go with some kind of a lime yellow or green, something. Yeah, this is very pretty. It blends really easily. I like it. And now we're going to Surge with the same brush. And we're gonna go for what is called Lush and Chemistry, because this is not the same green, that's more grungy, and this is bright, so I don't really see the same colors here. So just gonna try to pick as similar as possible. So here's Lush. Lush is darker, looks like it's darker than E3, but also it's a different undertone. E3 And Norvina is cooler green. This is more of a grungy green. Actually, I like this one better. And we're going for chemistry. And this is another neon-y color. And again, it's a little powdery, but the payoff is beautiful. I love, love, love this kind of a chemical fallout green. That's really pretty. These actually look kind of a little similar. The little lash line. I would say Surge is a little more impactful now that I'm looking at the eyes. I'd say the Surge under eye looks a little more impactful just because of the neon. But again, the blendability is better in Norvina. Just for the neons, the rest blend perfectly. That is really nice. So let me put just something in the low lash line, in the waterline. And I might line the crease with white or something just to make it stand out. So here's what happened. I did not use any shimmers because shimmers here look nothing alike with Norvina, just to be honest. Norvina has two glitters, the blue and white, and two shimmers, gray and blue. These are just shimmers, and none of them look the same. Just none. Yeah. So, let me put something in the waterline and I'll show you what it looks like before I finish my face. Okay, let me zoom in. Oh, almost knocked my mirror off. Anyway, so this is obviously Norvina and this is Blend Bunny. There's not many similarities. I would say green looks probably the most similar, the low lash line. The purples are right. Once I blended neon pink with white, it became a little more purplish, just like this side, but before it was more true pink. So the pink sides look very different. The blues, now that I blended all, look similar-ish, but this one is cooler tone and this one is warmer tone blue. And the yellow is true yellow, and here is like a neon greenish yellow, like a lime green. The orange is more or less the same. This one's a little patchy because, you know, neons, they just get a little patchy. Yeah. I don't see as much similarity as most of the people saw when they saw the palettes. I mean, just when you look at them, they look kind of similar color story-wise, but the undertones are very different. But they're both beautiful in their own way. So I don't see anything wrong with either. Like, they're beautiful, you know. So let me finish my base. Maybe I'll put some face highlighter in my brow bone because there is no highlight shade in either of them. So I'm gonna finish up. We're gonna look at this again. Okay, so I finished the look. I wanted to make it dramatic with the purple lip, and yeah. What do we think? They're sort of similar, the palettes, when you look at them, just like aesthetically, as a color story. When you look at them, you see the similarities. On the other hand, the undertones are completely different. You can see that here, this pink is a little more true pink because it's clearly neon, and like this is Surge. Alright, so this is Surge, charged, and Norvina C3. Norvina, Surge. So you can clearly see the difference. This is a true neon, and Blend Bunny and Norvina is more of a purplish pink. And the same goes for the other colors. The Shocked and B2. Shocked and B2. So one literally looks like green, one looks like yellow. And B3 and Chemistry. Chemistry, B3. And you see the texture. This is Blend Bunny and looks a little more patchy even by the swatch, but I think this is the nature of the neons. I think like any brand of neons was gonna have a little more of a powder texture. I'm not a chemist, I don't know why it is, but it seems like it's kind of a going thing. What else was not quite the same? The purple. Here the dark Covet from Blend Bunny, and here is a dark E1. So one is darker Blend Bunny and one is brighter Norvina. And here's a C5 Norvina and the Blend Bunny Stay, which are more similar, Norvina, Blend Bunny. So there are similarities and there are differences in both. And what else did we use here? Oranges. So power, search, again a little powdery just because it's a true neon. And this is D2 and this is D3. I'm not sure which one is a dupe because there are a couple of oranges. None of them are. They're all different undertones. And again, proves my point. There are different undertones. And what I used, here's Taboo and Grunge, the darker brownish burgundy. That's Search. And here is Norvina E2. Norvina E2 kind of looks like this one a little more. But that's like the similarity. And the blues, Linger. That's Linger, almost black blue. And that's Search. And E4. Oh, E4 is a true winner. I mean, I just sucker for the true blue. It's a beautiful deep blue. And Norvina, I just like prefer this, like aesthetically. And Energy, this is the neon. This is actually the most decent neon. It goes on smoothly. I don't know why the other ones don't. And this is B1. This is actually not bad. They're kind of similar-ish. And this is B4. But B4 is a little more greenish. So as you can see, although the palettes look very similar, the undertones completely off. And the ones I haven't used today, the C1 and Beacon. Beacon, that's Search, and C1. Yeah, even those slightly different. The white and the black are about as close to the similarities as you can come in this palette. And I'm not even kidding you. Usually I'm like, oh, that's a dupe. But in this case, I'm like, this is just a far cry from being a dupe. So, Norvina. And this is Blend Bunny. Search. They're both beautiful, actually. Like, both of these looks are beautiful, but they're not quite the same. So, okay, so we're getting to the end of this video. So this was kind of a long rant at the end. I was explaining what I think about it. I don't know, do you guys agree that they look the same but not quite the same? As you can see, like every dupe video I've done so far, I managed to do the look almost identical. In the beginning of the video, I usually say, can you tell which palette is which? And everyone's like, oh, I can't tell, or I can't tell, you know. Happens, but this is one of those cases that they look similar, but undertones are totally off. So yeah, which kind of makes me happy. I have two different palettes. But if you guys are more budget friendly, Blend Bunny, the formula is nuts. Except for a couple of neons, the rest of it is perfect. And Norvina is a more expensive version, I would say, but it's still slightly different. So if you want to splurge, get Norvina or get both. If you want a budget version of a grungy rainbow palette, this is it. It's more grungy than Norvina, definitely more grungy. So leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and do subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I upload 3 times a week. I try to upload 3 times a week, and I go live on some Mondays. So follow me on social media, all the links are down in the description box, as well as my Patreon group. As usual, huge thank you to all my patrons. Thank you so much, guys, for the support. I love you all, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!